Um, well, we are a young family who likes adventure and we like to do things together, and we're always up for a challenge. And so when Scarlett was 7 months old, we moved over to the Philippines for a few years with Lance's work. He was working for a US company at the time, and they offered us a position over in the Philippines, and I just had 2 little girls. And like I said, Scarlett was 7 months old, and we packed everything up and moved over there to start a new adventure. It wasn't ever supposed to be forever. It was just supposed to be for a few years. But we decided to go ahead with that, and it was it was a really good experience while we were there. Well, Scarlett was, let's see, we were still living over there, and she was just over 2 years old, and gradually she stopped walking completely at the age of 2. And we'd taken her into the emergency a few times over there. We thought maybe she'd bumped her knee, and they did some x-rays, and the doctors did some examinations on her, and they always just sent us home, maybe saying it was a muscle virus. They sent us home a few times, and you know, we would wait a few days in between, and then we would take her back in, and they could never find anything specifically wrong with her. And finally, we took her in one Monday morning, and we said we're really concerned about this, and then the one pediatrician said, let's do some blood work on her, and that's kind of how it all started. So at that point, her blood work came back, and her hemoglobin levels were really low, and there were some other concerning numbers as well. And so they did a few more tests. It took us about 3 days over there because things are quite different as far as the medical community goes, and the amount of resources that they have available and specialists and that kind of thing are a little bit harder to come by. So I mean, we were in the best hospital we could have been in for where we were, but we were on a little island in the middle of the ocean in the heart of the Philippines, and yeah, we were terrified.
The specialist had come in.
Oh yeah, the specialist came in, and she did a physical examination on her, and she looked over all her numbers, and she looked at me and she said, I'm 95% sure that she has leukemia. She looked at me and she said, I'm 95% sure that she has leukemia. And I was just heartbroken. I was shocked. We were shocked.
Yeah, we weren't expecting that type of news. So we knew it was kind of an urgent situation. Yeah, I think at that point we started thinking about getting back home to Canada.
And she wasn't even stable enough at that point to leave the hospital, never mind flying home.
Within 24, 36 hours or something like that we kind of rushed home to our house in the Philippines and packed up everything we could, not knowing if we were coming back, and got on the plane. And it was a pretty stressful trip because she was kind of doing good at some points and then not doing so good at some points. And
the problem is that she wasn't stable enough to leave the hospital or travel without a transfusion. And, they were definitely advising us to not get a blood transfusion over there. So Lance actually ended up having to be the donor for that blood transfusion. So
luckily we're a match. Yep.
He stayed at the hospital all night, and they took the blood out of him and put it in her, and we were able to travel home.
Plane at 1 or 2 in the morning and had to kind of check in somewhere, and luckily the Ronald House is right next door to the Children's Hospital, so we settled in there, and
we lived there for about 2 months.
Yeah, the level of appreciation is pretty extreme.
Because we are a family that likes to have adventures together. We are, we love to enjoy the outdoors, and prior to going to the Philippines, we would go camping every single weekend of the summer almost. We're always going hiking and bike riding, and we love to do things like that together and enjoy the outdoors. And anyway, and then we went to the Philippines where we were always outdoors, and so that was wonderful. And then we came back and Scarlett got sick, and we were cooped up for quite a while. And last spring, we started talking about camping and looking at pictures and just really feeling that itch to kind of do some of those things together as a family. And we've always been tenters. So, me and Lance were feeling a little bit, because Scarlett is on chemotherapy daily. Mm-hmm. She's on daily doses of chemotherapy and other meds as well. Me and Lance really wanted to take our family out there and do some things together, but we were really nervous about taking her into that environment without, having any of the comforts of home. So we talked to Scarlett about a trailer and, what she would think about if we got one of those, and she was really excited, and we sat down as a family and discussed it, and together we decided to make that our way. Really nice for her to have a place to go, even though we were camping, and even though we could still have like the fire and the fun of the outdoors and the fresh air. It was really important, and it was really nice for her to be able to have a place to go where we could properly take care of her, that was off the ground, that was clean, that had running water, that had heat or air conditioning depending on where we were camping. Mm-hmm. And we really, really enjoyed that wish as a family, and we've enjoyed it over and over and over again.
Obviously, we want to say a big thank you to Make-A-Wish, or Children's Wish. Sorry. And when we realized that this was going to be a reality for us, it was kind of a strange feeling, because you feel like you should, thank you's not enough. You feel like you should somehow find a way to
give back.